Good morning, and today under analysis of data we are going to see the measures of dispersion. See, in the previous class we have seen the measures of central tendency, that is mean, median and mode. Okay, and now we are going to see the measures of dispersion, that is range, standard deviation and standard error. Okay. So first here you should know what is analysis of data, what are the types of analysis of data, and what is measures of dispersion, and what are the characteristics of measures of dispersion, what is range, what is standard deviation, and what is standard error. And now let us see the analysis of data, which you know already, we have seen. It is a process of inspecting, cleansing, transforming and modeling the data with the goal of discovering useful information. Okay, and also to inform the conclusion and also to support decision making. Okay, and as I have told you, under the analysis of data we can see there are two types, that is measures of central tendency and measures of dispersion. So under measures of central tendency, we have already seen what is mean, what is median and mode. And now today we are going to see what is range, what is standard deviation and what is standard error. Okay. So first, what is measures of dispersion? See, dispersion means scattering of data. Scattering of data. So it gives us an idea about the extent to which individual items vary from one another. See, for example, this is one data, this is one data, this is one. So every data there will be some change. So these measures of dispersion tells us how every data, individual item vary from one another and from the central value. Okay. And here are the characteristics of good measure of dispersion. It should be easy to calculate and is simple to understand. It should be based on all the observations of the series. It should be rigidly defined. It should not be affected by extreme values, and it should not be unduly affected by sampling fluctuations. So having all these characteristics, we can say that it is a good measure of dispersion. Okay. Then you should know what is range. The difference between the lowest value and the highest value. Okay, the difference between the lowest value and the highest value. See, for example, here's the data 46937. So it is the raw data. We have to arrange in an array, arrange as an array data, isn't it? Always when you have some raw data, that raw data should be arranged in an arranged form. That is said to be array data. So once when you arrange this in an array data, you can find the lowest value and the highest value. So it is the difference between these two values that is said to be the range. So here the highest value is 9, smallest value is 3. So the difference between these two values is 6. Okay, right? Here is another example. Age of few students are given. So you have to find the range of these students' age, right? So you can find the difference between the lowest and the highest, right? So the range of this 10, these 8 group of students is 3. See here the range of this group is 6. Okay. Then you should know what is standard deviation. Deviation means spread out numbers. Measure of how spread out numbers are. How much it deviates. How much every data deviated. Okay. Its symbol is the Greek letter sigma. Standard deviation is represented by the Greek letter sigma. Then the formula is the square root of the variance. Okay, here you should know what is variance, the average of the squared differences from the mean. I will explain you with the help of an example how to calculate variance. Okay, so here you should know what is variance. To calculate the variance, follow these steps. First you have to find the mean. Then for each number, subtract the mean and the square the result. Then work out the average of those square differences. I will explain you with an example. See, if you want to calculate the standard deviation for the heights of 5 dogs are given. Okay, dog 1 600, dog 2 470, dog 3 170, dog 4 430, and then dog 5 300. So 5 dogs so the height is given. First what you have to do is to find the mean, average. You know how to calculate the average, sum of all these numbers divided by the number of items. So first find the mean, then you have to find the variance, and then you have to find the standard deviation. The first step is find out the mean, how to find the average. So what you have to do, you add up all these heights divided by total number of items. So this is the mean of this calculation, 394. Now what you have to do, you have to find the variance. To find the variance, here's the calculation. Take each difference, that means dog 1 600 minus mean 394. Then dog 2 470 minus mean 394. Then dog 3 170 is the height minus the mean. So like that for all the 5 dogs you have to calculate. Then finally by applying this formula you can find out the variance. So here you get 21,704. Now what you have to do, the third step. Step 3, you have to find the standard deviation. This is very simple. What you got from the variance, just to take the square root. So the square root of this variance is 147.32. So that will be the standard deviation. Okay, and then we should know what is standard error. This is the measure of the statistical accuracy of the estimate equal to standard deviation of the theoretical distribution of a large population of such estimates. So this is the formula for standard deviation. So standard deviation can be found out by dividing standard error can be found by this formula, standard deviation divided by the total number of samples, the square root of total number of samples. That is how you get the standard error. Okay, so the difference between standard deviation and standard error is standard deviation measures the amount of variability, then standard error measures how far the sample mean is likely to be from the true population mean. Is it clear? So that is the main difference between standard deviation and standard error. Okay, standard deviation measures the amount of variability or dispersion from the individual data values to the mean. But standard error of the mean measures how far the sample mean is likely to be from the true population mean, average. Okay, so that is all about the measures of dispersion. Here you should know what is this range, what is the standard deviation, what is variance, and what is standard error.